Today, I have something really interesting to share with you guys. For a little while now, if you're anything like me, you can't help but notice how there are oodles and oodles of different subscription game services out there. So I've been very tempted on more than one occasion, thinking, that it would be really cool to try something like that and get some new different things. But the thing that has always held me up is that like, say, for example, you pick something that's like based on fantasy. And so it might be a fantasy themed box. And like, I would be coming at it from the angle of wanting specific like game components and things for that. But you'll get miscellaneous other things in there, toys, bobbleheads. Me personally, I'm not into that stuff. So when I stumbled on Board Game Bento, it is a subscription board game service, and you literally get a box full of board games every month. So I thought, I am intrigued and I'm going to take a look. Looked at a couple unboxing things that I've seen from people and I was hooked. So signed myself up for Board Game Bento. As I said, you literally get a box a month, just like this one, that arrives to your house and is full of all kinds of interesting goodies. So the other really cool thing about the service is that they are themed boxes. So not only do you know you're going to get a box full of games every month, but they will be around a certain theme. Unfortunately, when I decided I was going to hop into this, I got in the middle of a 3-part series and I missed part 1. So maybe I'll have to reach out to Board Game Bento and see if I can remedy that, because I'm, a neurotic collector and it bothers me that I don't have the first one. So the 3-part series was past, present, and future. So unfortunately, I missed the past. So we started off in the present. So when you get your contents of the box, you get a really nice description card that front and back tells you what each thing is in the box, which company it's from, kind of the overall arching theme of whatever the game is. It also tells you what to look forward to in the next box, which is super cool. So like I said, in this one, it was the present, tells me about what's in here and hints that the next box is related to the future. So at least this far, in each box, you get at least three games, like a small, a medium, and a large, essentially. So in the first box, the first game we got is a little game called Slush Fund by Dr. Finn's Games. Very cool, very fun and fast card game for 2 players, really easy out of the box, nice beer and pretzel game based around a politics theme, which out of the gate didn't sound like it would be super interesting to me, but because of the way it plays, it's pretty fun. Read below in the article to find out a little bit more about how that one works. Next one I have, and probably my favorite in the box, is Exposed by Overworld Games. This is like a really fun and fast party game. So you get everybody together and it is a game of basic deduction. So you'll notice right away when you look in the box, it is kind of bizarre. There's tiles and with various characters. There's a front side and a back side to the tiles. The front side is a clothed individual and the back side is the exposed individual. And it's not naked pictures, so it's not that kind of game. But it is pretty hilarious. My teenage boys thought it was super amusing, so it's definitely a game people can have fun with. And so the whole thing is you're pickpockets and you're trying to steal wallets from other players in the game, keeping your identity hidden while other people are out and about. And you don't want to become exposed. When you become exposed, it's harder to do anything in the game. And of course, it's probably super embarrassing. So really fun party game. The last game in the box, which is the big game, is Capitals. And this is by Mercury Games. This game I was very excited about because I like the theme of the game. It's a very beautiful game. It kind of reminds me of some of the classic style jigsaw puzzles that you can buy in terms of the art direction for the game. It is a resource management game. It's very rules heavy. That's really the only, I don't want to say negative thing about it, but you have to be a certain kind of gamer to like those kind of games. So for me, in the first box, as much as I probably was the most excited about this game, this is probably the game that's going to get played the least in my house because I don't have enough people that like this kind of game that goes into that level of detail. Takes a lot to get through the rules. There's a lot of different steps on a turn. But I'm sure if I can take this to my game store, I can find a handful of people that like to play heavy resource management games like this one. So that is the contents of box 1. Box 2 then took us to the future. And in the future, we got this bundle of goodies. So we got our second card to tell us what the contents of the game was. And this box actually had a couple of extra goodies in it. So the first thing in the box was the little bonus feature, which was actually a little disposable game. And in the disposable game, this plays like scratch-off lottery tickets, where you play against another person and you take turns scratching off different components of the game. And based upon the order that you scratch things, they could be pluses or minuses. You don't know how it's going to go, and it's going to be the person with the highest point value in the end that wins. They did this as an experiment, really, to get an opinion from people as to whether they like the idea of disposable games that you're only going to play once. Fell a little bit short for me. I really like the idea of it because I do like scratch off lottery tickets. But when Gianna and I played this one, it kind of felt like there wasn't much point to the back and forth nature of the game. And off the top of my head, I can actually think of a couple ways that could be maybe tweaked to make it be a little more engaging. So I think it's a very promising idea, and we'll have to see what they do from there. So the first actual game that was included in this box is Control by Keymaster Games. This game I was really, really excited with because it looks very cool. It's a card game, can play with 2 to 4 people, and it has metal tokens in it, which when I shake the box, you can actually hear it. That is such a silly selling point for me with games, but that right there added increased value to the game for me. Plus the cards, the art direction on here is really cool. They remind me of comic book kind of sepia tones for the cards. But you're actually traveling through time. You get stranded and you have to repair your time machine by collecting fuel cells so that you have enough to be able to get out of there. And so it's all about doing what you need to do to repair your things and stack up those fuel cells, sabotaging the efforts of the people that you're playing with. So really fun, fast game. The next game we have is PBL Robots, which you may remember from Kickstarter. It's by Hidden Ladder Games. Really interesting game. My 14-year-old really loves this one. Anybody that likes BattleTech or things like that with your big stompy robots is going to get a kick out of this game. It is a card game. It does have a very interesting premise. Everybody gets a pilot, and then you start building your robot from there. So you're going to apply cards down onto your robot, and then you're going to try to destroy the other people's robots. And so you will work on, blowing arms off and legs off and different things like that. And then working to try to repair yours while trying to take out other people's. So again, kind of managing your time. But the cards are really cool and interesting, and they have a hole in the middle of them so that you can actually see who your pilot is when you place it. So they have a really nice overlay system with the cards. So very cool game, definitely something that will get a lot of replay. And the last game is Eminent Domain by Tasty Minstrel Games. And this one I was very excited with too. So theme in this one is galaxy exploration. So you're doing a little bit of everything in here. You're trying to go out and develop different planets in space and manage your resources. This is a more lengthy game, so this is one of those things that you have to have a little bit more time to play, but the art styling on the cards is really interesting. There is a nice board piece that comes in here. I was really, really happy with this box. This box is something that all 3 of the games will get a lot of replayability from. So if you're anything like me, you're kind of wondering where things lie with what it costs and whether you think it's actually worth it. It is $50 a month for a subscription to the service, and you essentially are promised up to $80 worth of games in the box. And I've totaled up what each one is worth, and they both have come in right around like the $75 range. So you definitely are money ahead. So if you're a person that likes to try lots of different games, you want to expand your collection, this is a great way to do it, and it makes you take a look at games that you might not consider otherwise. So if this is of interest to you, make sure you take a look, boardgamebento.com. It's pretty cool, and I will definitely show you guys more as I get them and see what other interesting, fun games that we can get. Tell me what you think below in the comments and have a look through the article.